Hey, I'm attorney Stephen Leahy. Thanks so much for watching this video.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This week's guest is Igor Murokh with Mr. Floor Companies.
Hi, this is Igor Murokh with Mr. Floor Companies. We are a full-service flooring contractor based in Skokie, and we have been in business since 1987. We service the entire Chicagoland area with expertise on all things flooring. You can give us a call directly at 847-674-7500 or visit us online at www.mrfloor.com, where you can give us a call or send us an email or a text if you are in need of anything related to wood flooring, or if you are in need of some great cleaning products. We have 6 fantastic cleaning products that you can purchase directly at mrfloor.com.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, Opum Tax Advocates is sponsored this show. Watch our show every Saturday evening at 7 p.m. on AM 560, The Answer.
Here's your host, attorney Stephen A. Leahy.
Tonight on the Trust Radio Network, we have a wonderful show brought to you by Opum Tax Advocates founder, leading attorney, the all-around great tax man that he is, attorney Stephen Leahy, PC, 312-664-6649. Did I use that correctly?
Nah, but that's okay. I'll let it go.
Deborah Schreiner, our technical producer, best in the business. I say week in, week out. I'm Jim Leahy with Leahy Residential, with Hat Properties, and this is the Trust Radio Network.
Well, thanks so much, Jim. And as you mentioned, this show is sponsored by the Law Office of Stephen A. Leahy, PC, and Opum Tax Advocates. Opum, who helps business professionals solve IRS problems. We help them with audits and levies, liens and garnishments, collections, unfiled tax returns, and payroll tax issues. But we also help people with mortgage foreclosures, which has happened a lot. It's coming up a lot.
I know.
Loan modifications, which is part of a loan foreclosure.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Bankruptcy, which could also help you save.
There's a theme there.
Yeah, and other debt-related issues. So if you have any of these problems or issues, you should give us a call at 312-664-6649. Again, that number is 312-664-6649. You can visit us on the web at chicagotaxteam.com. This is the Trust Radio Network, where we introduce you to trusted professionals, people you can trust when you're making important decisions. Now, last week we had the 100 Club of Chicago. What a great interview that was.
We did a double dose of the 100 Club of Chicago.
I hope when
Caitlin Brennan.
Listen, ladies,
I hope you listened and gave them money.
I hope you go over to our Facebook page and donate, because we have that page up running and we have donations for all of our videos. I digress. We'll talk later in the show.
Today we're going to talk to my friend Igor Murokh of Mr. Floor. He is a outstanding gentleman, and we want to welcome him to the show.
He is Igor Murokh. He'll put your floors in, and they'll look real hot, 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 hot.
I love it. Oh, my goodness. Igor.
That's how much we like Igor. He's got his own.
What?
You got the
What
goods.
an introduction. How do I follow that?
It's really hard to. Again, that's how much we like you, Igor. You got your own little jingle and everything. I know they have a jingle too, Mr. Floor.
Igor has been one of our most informative guests on here.
I always like to use Igor as my example, because you think, here
Yeah, it's just hardwood floor.
It's just, and here's a guy who knows everything you ever thought. You couldn't even imagine what this guy knows about hardwood floors, and that's just why we want you to. That's why we want you to be on again, Igor, to talk about your business, what you do, and how you help people.
Well, you're too kind, and I really appreciate the two of you having me on this wonderful program, very informative program of yours. And I'm always happy to come on and see if I can help answer questions or educate or provide information that may be useful. In today's world, information is key. Education, I think, is key, and I think your show does a great job providing both.
Well, thank you, and again, that's why, because we are seeking information, that's why we have you on, because you have information about flooring. Again, look down, people. We all have floors, right?
Yeah, carpet.
And
even if you got carpet, there's something under it.
We take it for granted about our flooring, and I think that's why we need somebody like you, Igor, to talk about flooring. Talk a little bit about wood floors and the different types of wood floors there are first, because the list is kind of long, isn't it?
It really is. It really is. And it's interesting. We never really had as many options for flooring as we do today. Many years ago, it was, the traditional wood floor that everybody has in their home typically. And, you look down and, you see that floor, and it's the same floor that you saw when you were a kid, and you now have it as an adult in your home. But, within the last 10 to 15 years, really, there's been just a massive shift in the various options available in wood flooring. And so, for example, in a traditional single-family residence, a home, you'll find what we refer to as a solid or nail-down wood floor that we still, use today, and we install it kind of the old-fashioned way, plank by plank, and then we sand and finish it into various different colors, and that's still referred to as a traditional floor. But for homeowners that live, for example, in the city, in high-rise buildings, over concrete or cement floors, subfloors, there's a specific difference there in the way in which a wood floor would be installed and how it is housed over that type of a construction. Acoustics come into play. You don't want to hear the people above you walking around when you're, sleeping or enjoying a nice dinner. You don't want to hear, footprints or shoes walking around, up above. So there's an entire acoustical conversation that comes into play, whereby we provide acoustical insulation under those floors, and that particular format is referred to as an engineered wood floor. Mm-hmm. So lots of differences, lots of different options, lots of colors and textures and species, but we now can put a wood floor into a space where traditionally you wouldn't typically see a wood floor.
Well, that is amazing. We're speaking with Igor Murokh of Mr. Floor, and I got to tell you,
of
Igor,
the Mr. Floor company.
Mr. Floor, yeah, he is Mr. Floor as far as I'm concerned.
Me too.
Igor,
I'm going to tell you, Igor. Last time we had you on, we were talking about, and again, you are the ultimate guy to go to when it talks about how to keep up with wood floors. Now, we've had a lot go on here in 2020 with COVID and everything. Before we continue, how have you guys addressed COVID-19 for wood floor installations? Has it really changed anything, the way you approach the installations, or is it just business as usual?
Well, in certain ways it is business as usual, but we are taking precautions when we do visit clients' homes, and we do wear masks and social distance, and we kind of seal ourselves off in the space in which we're operating from the rest of the home. So if our clients are in a different part of the home, we'll kind of again set up dust containment and plastic walls and other methods by which we can kind of segregate ourselves from the rest of the space. But the conversation is still sort of, I need a wood floor installed, or I need my wood floors refinished. And so what's really been a challenge during this time is how do we sort of evict clients, if you will, out of their home for a period of time mm-hmm. to do a project that entails, working in the rest of the home or in the entire home in some cases. And people really don't have anywhere to go per se. They may not want to go to a hotel because they don't feel comfortable with that. They certainly can't really go out of town. There's really nowhere for them to go. So that's really become a challenge. And so the way we're addressing that is we're using really almost a phased approach, where normally we would say, let's coordinate this entire project when you're out of town for a week. We'll get in, we'll get the whole project done for you. You won't have to be inconvenienced because you're not home. Now we're actually working with folks staying in their homes, and we're doing it in stages where, this area will go as phase number 1. We'll move all the furniture out. You can be in phase number 2 while we're working in phase number 1, and then we'll flip-flop it the other way. So we can, in many cases, keep clients in their homes, whereas before, we didn't have to jump through those types of hoops because we had the ability to, have people go somewhere.
Igor, you guys think of it all over there.
That's right.
Like, you guys have all of these points planned out, and that's why you guys are trusted professionals. Now we're kind of running out of time. We have a little bit over a minute left, and I know that you have great floor products, which we're going to talk about in the next segment. But has your floor product sales changed at all with COVID? Are people buying more of your cleaner?
They are, Jim, and our sales of our cleaning products and our deep cleaning kits and all of the things that we do to help people maintain their floors correctly, have just gone through the roof. I mean, we really, we're even having a hard time producing it and keeping it in stock. It's really flying off the shelves, and a lot of it is because people are spending so much time in their homes, and they really need their floors and other surfaces kept as clean as possible. So we do a lot to educate our clients and to help them with the proper care of their floors while they're in their home during this time.
And that's what we're going to be talking about in the next segment. We have Igor Murokh with Mr. Floor Companies. I use Mr. Floor Companies products, and I will tell you, being a hardwood floor owner, it is night and day from your standard cleaning products. Again, we're going to be talking about that in the next segment. But Igor, if I have a question for you with any hardwood floors, how do I get in touch with you real quick?
You can give us a call directly, Jim, at 847-674-7500 or visit us online at mrfloor.com.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Igor Murokh with Mr. Floor Companies. We have to go to commercial break. I don't want to because there's so much information that you have to stay tuned. But before you do, I got to tell you about Open Tax Advocates. 312-664-6649 or visit chicagotaxteam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. Without Open Tax Advocates, we cannot have these trusted professionals on here to talk about all these great opportunities, products, anything. So you have to listen to our sponsors and come right back here on AM 560, The Answer.
Here's attorney Stephen A. Leahy.
Welcome back to the program. This is the Trust Radio Network here on AM 560.
The Answer.
Here with our technical producer, Deborah Schreiner. My co-host is Jim Leahy. Our guest, I am your host. I didn't want to leave myself.
What did you say?
I just left myself.
We all
out.
know you're part of Open Tax Advocates.
I am, and I'm the host of the show. So don't you ever forget it.
I didn't forget
I'm a control. I'm at the control.
You are.
Actually, Deborah's at the controls. I'm just here.
You know why you say that?
I wanted to welcome our guest, Igor Murokh of Mr. Floor Companies. Welcome back to the program, Igor.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, this section, what I wanted to talk about in this segment is because you guys are known for putting in wood floors and putting in all floors, actually. But what people don't realize is that because you are such an expert at putting in wood floors and how they all work and you also know how to clean them. And I think the story of you coming up with a cleaner, because what does everybody do? Throw some Mr. Clean in a bucket and throw it on the ground on your wood floor? It's actually the wrong thing to do. How do I know that? Because Igor Murokh told me it's the wrong thing to do.
For sure.
So talk a little bit about that, Igor, about how you came up with this and why you came up with a cleaner, a specific cleaner for wood floors.
Yeah, it's really kind of an interesting story, Steve. Actually, it turns out, many years ago, first of all, Mr. Floor has been around since the mid '80s. So we've been in business many, many years. And even back in the 80s and early 90s, we would do flooring installations or floor refinishings, and people would spend a lot of money, and they would ask us, what should we do to clean the floors? And we would sort of shrug our shoulders and say, well, you can kind of wipe them, you can, you can sort of maybe just dry mop them, that sort of thing. There really wasn't anything back then that we could recommend. And so people would do what their grandmother would do, right? They would take a bucket of water, they would throw, either some soap in there or some other over-the-counter cleaner, and they would basically mop their floors. And inevitably, a year or two, in some cases sooner, after we finished the project, our phone would ring, and people would say, why is your floor looking so dull, or why is it looking lifeless, or why is it looking hazy?
Hey, what'd you do to my floor, Mr. Hey,
right.
Hey, what
did
did
you
do?
do? I thought you were Mr. Floor.
You tipped me.
Said by nobody
exactly
ever.
Yeah.
Said by nobody ever.
I agree.
Please continue, though,
I'm
Igor.
sorry. I had to put that in there.
Yeah,
Igor.
look at you.
Yeah,
cracking
no,
jokes.
but you're so right. You're so right. We would literally get blamed for installing or doing an inferior job on somebody's floor because of all of those issues. And every time it would happen, we would basically come out. We'd be called out, and clients would have us back to their home to take a look at the floor and see if we could figure out what may be happening to the floor. And inevitably, 99% of the time, it was related to incorrect or improper maintenance. And so what would happen in that case is we would get blamed for the floor looking the way it looked. We would come out. We would ask the questions of how do you maintain your floors? What are you doing? And we would always come to the same realization that either they're using too much water or they're using very aggressive cleaners or, some combination of all of that. So in an effort to eliminate all of those problems and to sort of, stop our phones from ringing from, with clients asking us, what's happening with the floors and why are my floors looking lifeless and hazy and all of that, we basically set out on a quest to develop our own cleaner to be able to recommend, or in that case, we actually, we developed this cleaner and then we initially started just giving it away. So we would literally give it to our clients after we would finish the job, and we would say, use this product, don't use anything else, and if you use it properly and correctly, your floor should look beautiful for many years to come.
Now let me interrupt you.
Sure.
Igor, because I just want to point out because you had to create your own product because there wasn't one out there, right? If you could have found one to recommend, you would have recommended one, but there wasn't anything. Isn't that right?
That is exactly right. That's exactly right, Stephen. And so what happened is, if there was a product to recommend, and again, people were using a variety of different things. Every, over-the-counter cleaning product that they would use, which is what they grew up sort of watching their parents or grandparents use, would basically ruin the floor at some point. It would either change the sheen, make it dull. It would oversaturate. If they're using a bucket of water and a mop, it would oversaturate the floor, and that would cause discoloration. It would actually cause the floor, in some extreme cases, to actually warp because they're using too much water. If they're using, like, for example, vinegar is a very popular thing, and people still use it today, and we really advise against it because vinegar is very acidic, and if you use it in the wrong proportions to water, not only are you oversaturating the floor, but now you're putting a caustic element on the floor, which is basically destroying the finish. It's actually breaking that finish down and making the floor soft, and it doesn't last as long. So, there was all of that going on. So because we didn't know, there was nothing to recommend, we said enough. And so we hired a chemical manufacturer. We gave them this laundry list of all the different things that we wanted the cleaning product to accomplish. And we said, please, let's work together and let's come up with a solution. And it took many years to do, and we finally were able to come up with the formulation that we were comfortable with, and we knew that it wouldn't, cause any damage to the coating. It wouldn't prematurely break the coating down. It wouldn't leave a haze behind. Jim, you mentioned when you use our cleaning product, how crystal clear the floor looks. There's nothing left over. Right?
I love it. It's a different feel with your product for the hardwood floor cleaner. Again, I was telling the joke but it wasn't a joke. I had a couple buddies over, and we're 3 red-blooded American males in our late 20s, and my buddy looks down in the middle of a baseball game and goes, "My God, are those floors clean? Like, that's how good they are." I mean, I'm not joking because he did that. I was like, "Yeah, I got the goods." That's a testament to exactly what I'm describing here, is that all we want to do is be able to clean the floor correctly. We don't want to leave a film. We don't want to sort of kill germs. Our products really are not designed to kill anything. All we're looking to do, quite simply, is change the surface tension of that dirt, which simply means we want to loosen that dirt up and be able to transfer it from the floor onto whatever wiping cloth you're using, whether it be an old T-shirt, whether it's a mop, dry mop, whether it's a dry Swiffer pad, a paper towel, it doesn't matter. We want to be able to move that dirt and that contaminant off the floor onto that wiping cloth and away from your floor. See,
that is the whole goal.
I like doing it the old-fashioned way by taking a limestone brick and just scrubbing.
I tell you, putting a wood floor is very
That's how they used to do it.
What we haven't talked about is that because of the success of this product, you have other products too, don't you? That not made for other surfaces.
I've heard that. Yes.
Absolutely. So the initial concern that we had was how to properly have our clients maintain their wood floors. And then once that was established and once we had a solution for that, our clients came back to us and said, well, what about my ceramic tiles? What about my countertops? What about my vinyl floors. So we set out to then, on the basis of our philosophy of just simply being able to transfer dirt away from a surface, that surface became more than just a wood floor surface. It became ceramic tile. So we have a beautiful tile and grout cleaner that does a fantastic job cleaning not only the tile, but the grout itself. We've all had the experience where, the grout itself is discolored. There's it could be toothpaste in there. It could be hairspray. It could be a variety of different things. Or inside the shower, you get that real discolored grout look. Well, our products are designed to, over time, break through that and really restore the grout and the tile to their original, shape and color. So we have tile and grout. We have vinyl and laminate cleaner for all the people that have a synthetic floor instead of a wood floor in their home. Does the same thing. So it's designed. So our products, all 6 of them, which you can find at MrFloor.com, and you can actually place your order at MrFloor.com. But the basic premise of all 6 products is they are not an all-purpose or a multi-purpose cleaner. We have targeted products for each and every surface in your home to be able to clean that surface correctly and properly, not cause any damage, and more importantly, extend the life of that surface.
My God, are you a professional? You're a professional. You got that down right in time because we're running out of time. I got to tell you about Open Tax Advocates, but we're going to continue our interview with Igor Murokh with Mr. Floor Companies after the commercial break. But Open Tax Advocates, 312-664-6649 to visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. I use Mr. Floor Cleaner. You should too. And I'm not saying that because I'm getting paid. I'm not. I love that floor cleaner. I absolutely back it 110%. Go out there and purchase it today and come right back here after the commercial break on AM 560. The answer.
Here's attorney Stephen A. Leahy.
Welcome back to the program. Like the guy just said, I'm attorney Stephen A. Leahy here on AM 560.
The answer.
With my co-host Jim Leahy. Our technical producer is Deborah Schreiner. Our guest this week is Igor Murokh of Mr. Floor Companies, and he, Mr. Floor does so much more than just install floors. Unbelievable.
I helped a client purchase a condo, and after her purchase, I said, you know what, you get 1 year on me of Mr. Floor Cleaners, and she still to this day messages back, goes, I really appreciate that. That's great. And that's because you guys have some of the best floor cleaners. I said it 2 segments ago. Or 1 segment ago,
whatever it was
in the second segment. I was saying that, again, your floor cleaner is second to none. But this is not the time it's always the time to talk about it, but this is the frequently asked questions segment. And since we have colder months coming ahead, what can I do as a homeowner to get in front of really warped wood, right, with the colder months? Because, again, as you said before, the first time you came on, the floors fluctuate. They're living things, right?
Absolutely, Jim. And the reality of the weather and the impact of weather on wood is pretty significant, and especially in the Midwest and specifically in Chicago. We go through these massive swings of both temperature and humidity seasonally, and what that does to a wood floor is it causes the wood to either expand or contract. And wood is hygroscopic, which means that it both releases moisture and absorbs moisture from the air around it. So in the summer months, we advise clients to always make sure that they're either running their air conditioning or that they're dehumidifying their space to make sure that the wood can function properly. And in the winter, it's the exact opposite. We close all our windows, we close all of our doors, the heating system is running, it dries everything out, and that floor starts to actually shrink, creating large gaps in many cases in between the floorboards. And so our phone starts ringing probably early part of November and goes all the way through the winter with concerned homeowners calling in saying, hey, I've got these gaps. Why is my floor doing that? And again, that is the wood's reaction or the floor's reaction to the lower humidity conditions in the home. So what we advise our clients always in preparation for the colder winter months is to make sure that they check their humidifiers and their humidistats on their furnaces to make sure that they're in good operating condition. And in some cases, depending on the size of the home or maybe even the age of the home, that they run freestanding humidifiers in their home to prop up that relative humidity to the minimum required range. So that is a very, very important thing to do in our cold Chicago winters.
I think it's just, I think about you guys putting in floors, but you guys do so much more, and that's what sets you guys apart from all these other companies out there, is that not only do you put the floor in, but then you work with your clients to make sure that they maintain them correctly, that you answer their questions, because everybody has questions about it. Nobody knows as much about floors as Igor does.
Yeah, no.
So you got a guy who's who's got the answers. Call him. He's got the answers. You don't, so if you have a question about your floor, you should call Igor Murokh. Igor, give us your phone number.
Absolutely, Steve. And by the way, thank you for mentioning that we're not a one and done type company. We have relationships that go back 20, 30 years with some of our clients that could be on their third, fourth, fifth property. And we continue to work with them and answer their questions and guide them through seasonality and all of those, challenges. If you're listening and you have any questions or needs for our services, you can reach us directly at 847-674-7500 or find us online at mrfloor.com.
Go to mrfloor.com because you'll find the cleaning products we talked about. You can order them from the website. Go ahead.
I've ordered them from the website. And you know what's great about the Mr. Floor products that you can order is that you can set it for every 90 days. You could set it for every quarter. You could set it for half a year. I mean, the options that you can have sent over to you and the size amounts too. It's awesome. I mean, so if you are operating a large home and you want to keep your floors top-notch clean, right, and you want to take care of that brand-new hard...
And who doesn't?
Seriously. You just spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on this home. Let's maintain it now properly. This is why we have the guests that we have on, especially Igor Murokh from Mr. Floor Companies with the Mr. Floor Cleaners. And again, it doesn't matter if you have the laminate flooring, if you have hardwood flooring, you got grout, you got the tile, ceramic.
Vinyl.
This is... I can't name them all. Igor, can you name every one of them real quick?
Your 6 products?
Yeah, the 6 products.
Sure, absolutely. And Jim, by the way, you were referring to our auto ship program, which is extremely popular.
I love it.
It is a true set it and forget it type of a program where you go to mrfloor.com and you'll see the full lineup of all of our products. And the 6 products are our traditional wood floor cleaner, which will clean any type or any format of wood flooring, whether you had it sanded in your home or it's a pre-finished floor that was installed or an engineered floor. So it'll do all types of wood floors. That's our first product. The second product is our vinyl and laminate cleaner, which is, again, designed to do any vinyl, synthetic, or laminate floors.
All right, I hate to, but let's just do the 3, 4, 5, 6 real quick because, again, we're running right out of time.
Absolutely, Jim. Tile and grout, countertop, cabinetry, and natural stone. You'll find all of those at mrfloor.com.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mean to rush you because, Igor, again, we can sit here for another 5 minutes talking about how great these products are.
Every one of them.
But, again, go over to mrfloor.com and receive these products. Or you can also see on there where they sell the products if it's close to your home, and you can just go right to the store and get it because I always like supporting local mom and pop shops. Anyway, remember, Open Tax Advocate, the sponsor of this show, 312-664-6649, and visit chicagotaxteam.com. It's going to be your hub to fight the IRS. We will wrap this show up, but after a commercial break here on AM 560, The Answer.
Here's attorney Stephen A. Leahy.
Welcome back. I am your host. I am attorney Stephen A. Leahy. I would say we have Igor Murokh from Mr. Floor this week. Great interview with Igor. I've never met somebody who knows more about floors than Mr. Floor himself, Igor Murokh. And so not only do they install flooring, but they sell flooring cleaners that are second to none because of their expertise in flooring. They knew how to create a product that's best for your floor. It just makes sense. So I wanted to also welcome our technical producers, Deborah Schreiner, and welcome my co-host, Jim Leahy. But I can't stop talking about Igor Murokh and Mr. Floor.
I know.
So thanks so much for joining us today, Igor.
Thank you very much for having me. It's always a pleasure to appear with you fine gentlemen and be given a chance to talk about our products and our company. Thank you again.
Again, you're so great. You're great too, Deborah. Everybody's great. But all right, listen, we're running out of time. I want to talk about the good stuff.
I do. Yeah.
Weren't you guys a sponsor of the Bulls at one point? Didn't you guys?
We were. Yeah, we were one of their corporate partners. We actually spent almost 5 seasons with the Chicago Bulls, and one of the things that we were doing while being one of the corporate partners with them is we were educating them on how to properly maintain the floors of the United Center. They really had a big problem there in terms of the way that surface felt, and players were complaining about slipping and falling, and even the NBA was making comments on what is going on with the United Center floor. So we actually came out and devised an entire program and protocol for how they should be cleaning and maintaining those floors. And they were doing that using our cleaning products and the methodology that we had put together for them. So that was a really, really fun experience to work with the Bulls directly like that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And again, they need their floors. Their floors.
Say that 5 times
They
fast.
need their floors cleaned correctly. And who are they going to call? They're going to call Mr. Floor. I mean, that just makes sense.
That made sense to me.
Makes sense.
But again, Igor, you guys do such a fantastic job. Again, I want to mention to everybody, if you're out there, you're interested on purchasing one of the Mr. Floor company's cleaning products, you can go over to, what is it, MrFloor.com, or is it MrFloorCompanies.com?
It's just MrFloor.com, so it's MRFloor.com, Jim. And once you're on that site, you'll have the ability to place your order for any of our cleaning products. If you need any of our services, you can send us an email or a text, or simply call us at 847-674-7500. But you can absolutely place your order for the cleaning products. You can use our auto ship program. And we actually ship nationally, Jim. I think it's worth mentioning. We have clients really coast to coast at this point. They're purchasing their products at MrFloor.com, and we don't charge for shipping. If you spend, I believe the limit is at $24 or $25. It's a fairly small amount, but you can get your product shipped for free if you hit that minimum requirement. And you could be living in California. We'll ship it right to you.
God bless you,
But
man.
let's not
Thanks so
forget
much.
that Mr. Floor also installs.
They do, but
floors,
we're running
and
out
that's
of time.
top of the line.
That's right. So if you need any of your hardwood floor questions answered, any of the cleaning
Call
products,
Igor.
call Mr. Floor Companies, and I would say ask for Igor Murokh, but he's that
a
guy.
busy man.
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
go
if
to
he's a guy.
MrFloor.com.
But remember, Mr. Floor Company, thanks so much, Igor Murokh, for coming on. Open Tax Advocates, 312-664-6649. And for you, the listener, for tuning in. We'll catch you next week here on AM 560.
The Answer.